Hello, slight change of scenery for me today. I'm in Leeds, we're outside the town hall. We've got an anti-lockdown protest, but the lockdown's over, you might be asking. Well, people still have concerns. Most restrictions have gone away. There's still some though. We've still got the Coronavirus Act. They've never used it, they've never been prosecuted anyone under it, but it's still there. It's been there nearly 2 years. It's set to expire 2 years since it was introduced, and it expires in a few days' time. So I think the main concern at the moment is that people want the Coronavirus Act to be repealed and not extended. And I think people are still concerned about vaccine passports. We've got a couple of people in the NHS 100k shirts. Again, they've done away with their mandatory vaccines now.
I work in the offshore wind farm industry. I do work for the oil industry. If you want to build something offshore, come to me and I tell you where it will fall over afterwards. So, unknown to most of the British public, you have to be vaccinated to be on these ships. So we are mandated, much like the care workers are mandated. And they didn't like it when I suggested that, according to the HSE, we must risk assess the harmful effects of vaccines. I got about 5 days into the trip before the Daily Express published a report on the Pfizer report, the trial data that's come out, and I basically put my foot down and said, look, you can't claim this is no longer in the public domain. You have to risk assess this now. And about 12 hours later, we were in Hull for me to get off the ship.
In January of this year, a few of us visited West Yorkshire Police to report several offences, including malfeasance, conspiracy to cause grievous bodily harm, terrorism and crimes against humanity, to name but a few. And following the independent lab report funded by the founders of UK Citizen, we revisited in early February alongside Lois from Broad Yorkshire Law, who is with us today. Big shout out for Lois because she works really, really hard. So she's to provide this and further evidence of the crimes being perpetrated by the UK government against the people it is meant to serve. The lab report revealed that several dangerous ingredients had been found, but which were not listed on the packaging, and this includes graphene oxide. And if you don't know about graphene oxide, I'd suggest that you look it up. It's not good. Both officers we spoke to at West Yorkshire were professional and listened very carefully to what we were saying, and we have continued to maintain a direct dialogue with the sergeant at West Yorkshire Police. Victims of this experimental injection have been contacted. We urge anyone who has suffered injury as a result of the injection to either contact West Yorkshire Police directly or make a complaint, or email support@ukcitizen2021.org, and we will support you to make the complaint. We'll even go to the police station with you if you would like to. And just remember, there's a victim code of practice. So if you don't receive your victim's rights, you can contact the Parliamentary and Health Service Ombudsman, and that's point 12 of the Victims Code of Practice. You can look it up. So hats off to West Yorkshire Police, who have reached out to victims and continue to look at evidence of huge national importance. This is more than can be said for the Metropolitan Police, who never contacted or spoke to any of the 400 plus victims who provided statements.
Friends, only love brings us here, so let us love with all our hearts till the day is done and we are one. Now we are one.
All the bills that are coming into action, our free speech is getting hindered big time. We're not going to be allowed to be on the streets protesting before too long. You know, it's going to be criminal just to be here. You're going to get stopped and searched with no reason whatsoever by the police, by the boys in blue, you know.
So, gentlemen in the blue, this is for you. Let's imagine that Bill Gates and the Rockefeller family have done a tour of the globe, and they found out where the best place in the world is to live. So they've come to Leeds, and they stand on the town hall and they say, look, we'd like to come here and live, but we think there's too many of you. Now, Would you trust Bill Gates and the Rockefeller family if shortly afterwards they said, we've got a magic concoction that will protect your health and we'll give it to you for free? Would you trust them? Right, that concoction's called the COVID vaccine, mate. So, out of the kindness of their hearts, the World Health Organization, funded by Bill Gates, has provided you with this concoction. And it's free. And you can get boosters, and you can get more boosters. So, do you trust them? Boys in blue, do you trust them? Okay.
We don't win this war, and it is a war, with one fatal blow. We win it with 1,000 acts of defiance from each and every one of us. We're all playing our part. After all, the whole world is a stage right now. So whether it's refusing a mask, a vaccine or a test, standing with banners on roundabouts and bridges, planting truth bombs on social media, only ever using cash, shopping locally at independents, growing your own food, sending letters and notices to MPs, public agencies, schools and surgeries, or conspiring every Sunday in the park. The list goes on. We're all doing our bit. So do what resonates with you while supporting everyone else in their endeavours to bring all of this to an end once and for all.